Sup. Now, I've always wanted to do like a favorite like movies list video, and this one is going to be water themed. And I kind of didn't notice how many, because my mom, she let me watch Jaws when I was younger because she was terrified of like all her kids drowning. So she let us watch Jaws, and because of that, I am afraid of the ocean. Like, I have that fear of that when you're in a pool that a shark will just appear out of nowhere and eat you. That's why I can't go into the pool by myself, because I'm like, I'm gonna die. So the first movie is Open Water. This movie, I watched it when I was young. This movie will scar you emotionally. Like, it's a sad movie. It's based on a real life couple. Now, I don't want, like, all these movies, I don't want to like spoil it. I'll kind of like talk a little bit of what it's about. Essentially, there's a married couple and they're gonna go scuba diving. And so with the place where they scuba dive, they go in pairs. And so there's one dude who, I don't know if he just didn't come with anyone, he just is by himself, so they can't let him scuba dive. And they have counted like how many couples are in the water. And so the dude who wasn't allowed to go, down to the ocean, waits until someone gets up and he's like, oh, can I go with you back down so I can go see the the corals or whatever. So he's like, yeah, sure, I'll go with you. So they miscount and they think that everyone's on board. And in reality, they left 2 people, which is the married couple. And the whole entire movie is, just them in the ocean waiting to be rescued. And obviously from the movie poster, you can see that there's sharks. And it's just this very emotional, raw, because it's like what can actually happen. Like, I watched a movie called, Two-Headed Sharks. Like, that possibility of that happening, very slim. Or Megalodon, very slim, but this one can very well happen. You can go to like a water activity in the ocean, and it's a human mistake that they miscalculate and they think you're on board and then you're not on board. The next movie is The Shallows. Now, I love movies where there's only one character, like one actor, and they have to like carry the movie on their back, because if that actor sucks, the whole entire movie will just suck. That's just facts. So with Shallows, Blake Lively does a really good job. It's just her, and there's a supporting bird actor, but it's just her. And essentially, what it's about is that she is on this beach, right? And she's, on the waves, having fun. There's more backstory to her, but I don't want to spoil or ruin things. But she accidentally gets too close to a whale who is being eaten by a huge shark, and the shark obviously thinks that she's getting onto her territory. She swims back, she gets bitten by the shark, and her leg is and she gets stuck on a rock. Now, at the beginning of the movie, they're at low tide, and it's, there's a couple hours till high tide, and she can't really swim because she's super far out from the coast. And it's this really like nail-biting, intense moment of like, what's gonna happen, what is she gonna do. It's a fun movie. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. Visually, it's really beautiful, honestly. There are some things that obviously you just have to kind of ignore about the shark, because the shark is very much against her. And in real life, I feel like a shark would get bored in like maybe an hour. It'd be like, okay, bye. But it's a typical shark movie in the sense where the shark is gonna follow that one person. The next movie is Lake Placid. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything. This movie is, what can I tell you? It's a huge, gigantic crocodile that is in the lake, and people are trying to hunt it, or capture it, or kill it. And there's various Lake Placids, but I like the first one, because obviously then they kind of devolve into just like, it always happens. The sequels don't always live up to the first. You just gotta watch it, man. You just gotta watch it. There's crocodiles. It's a lake. It's fun all around. Deep Blue Sea. Oh, this one is my favorite movie. Like, I love watching this movie when I have like nothing else to watch. This was where the gif of Samuel L. Jackson being like attacked by the shark. This is that movie. Essentially, what this movie is about is the main character that you can see on the poster. She is a scientist, and she wants to cure or recuperate memories, or like the brain capacity of people with Alzheimer's. So she wants to like get rid of Alzheimer's because her family has Alzheimer's and etc. And what that does is, in very lame, why did I do this? In very like lame, human-esque terms, it makes the shark super smart, smarter than me, clearly. And because of that, the sharks are more aware. They can swim backwards. They hunt. Like, I mean, even normal sharks hunt, but just imagine sharks who are already like apex predator, just juice them up with like super smart capacity brains. It's a really good movie because the humans are essentially being hunted by sharks, and they're in an underwater facility. Just, see what I'm trying to give you, and you're just like, I mean, this movie's a classic, so I bet a lot of people have watched it, but if you haven't, I really recommend it. The next movie is Rogue. This one I also love watching. This is a crocodile movie. Essentially what it's about, it focuses on a writer, and I mean, there's a lot of characters, but the main focus there, and she is the tour guide. And so he gets onto this boat, and they go around. It's not a lake. It's like where you like the same where you go kayaking. Those long rivers. That's see, a shark is probably smarter than me. I'm kidding. And it's really beautiful, and like they don't know that they go into by accident into a huge crocodile's territory, and I think is this a spoiler? No. Well, he essentially kind of sinks the huge boat, and it goes from there. I don't want to spoil it, but there's death involved, obviously. Like some shark movies, some crocodile movies, no one ever dies. It's like, oh yeah, his arm is ripped off, but he's totally fine. None in this one. Humans stress you out because they do stupid things, and it is a humane view of people. Because there's bad people, there's naive people, and it's just, like I said, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. You're just like, what is gonna happen? And the crocodile is huge. Like, it is huge, and there's a dog. There is a dog involved. And I won't say if the dog lives or not, but there's a dog. It was on the list, 47 meters down. So I talked about it, But I really enjoyed this movie. To me, even though this movie was marketed like how do you survive the greatest predator, to me it isn't a shark movie. I mean, there are sharks in them, but to me it was more. But this what it has to do is it has to do with like the innate fear of death, but not death by shark. It's not like, yes, that is part of it, but it's more of being stuck in a place where you just can't do anything and everything's out of your capabilities. Like, that fear is what kind of drives this movie, and I liked it. I also like the ending. I'm not gonna talk about the ending though, but it's good. I liked it. Bait. Oh, okay, now remember. This one is also an Australian movie, and it has really good actors. And it has, I love how Australian actors, all the movies kind of have the same Australian actors, and it's like, oh my god, that's the girl from H2O, or that's the girl from Vampire Diaries. Anyways, they're in a supermarket, and the supermarket's kind of like lower, like it's you have to go upstairs to go to like the street, essentially. In this movie, there's this huge hurricane, and so the water rises and it goes all the way inside mainland, and a bunch of water goes into the supermarket, and lo and behold, a shark gets in, and there's like obviously people in the supermarket, and I know you're probably thinking like, shark, supermarket, what the heck? I was very entertained because, like I said, you have bad people, you have good people, you have naive people. I love when they don't make the same people, like they don't make everyone the same, or they don't have like some supporting characters or whatever, or just people like acting as cardboard. They're just in the background like, I'm afraid of the shark. No, they have personality. You're rooting for people. People actually grow in this movie, which is like, there's tearfulness because there's sacrifice in this movie. Like, it's even though the poster looks like it's very like kill and blah blah, there's more to it. There is, like I said, the humane aspect of it, of like what would humans do in the situation, how would they react, would they stay together, would they all separate. I really enjoyed this movie. I love how my criteria is like, I enjoy this movie. So the next movie is The Cave. The Cave, I love this movie. Like, I said that about every movie, don't I? But this one, it's about experienced divers, and so it's also with scientists, and they're cave diving essentially to a new area they've never, it's first discovered, and they're all so excited about it. And the thing is, this, if I spoil it, it will ruin everything. But essentially, they find things down there that have never come into contact with humans, and there's a collapse, so they have to find their way out. It's stressful. Like I said, it's the innate fear of, claustrophobia, of not knowing, of the darkness, of what's in the water, of like I could possibly very realistically die, and all the characters are very, like I said, diverse characters. It's not like the same character saying like the same thing, in the sense of like sometimes you have very one-dimensional characters, like, oh, this one's the mean one, this one's like, no, these characters all feel very human and realistic. And there's also strong female characters as well. There's badass women in this one. The ending, I still think about that ending, and it's like about that ending. But yeah, this one is very kind of similar to Descent, except this one obviously isn't cave diving, and it's that same sense of like, I don't know if I'm gonna get out type of thing. Like, And the next movie is Sanctum. This one is a James Cameron movie. This one was got super famous. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember anything about this movie. I think I remember the ending of this movie. This movie, if I'm correct, yep, I'm correct. Okay, so I just googled what this movie was about, so I'm correct with this movie emotionally will destroy you. It will destroy you because it does show you a lot of like, it focuses more on the human aspect of everything, of like growth, evolution, a father-son relationship. And it also does the whole like, what if you can't get out, what if you run out of oxygen, what if you're in tight spaces. Like, it really, these like cave movies really do play on the innate fear that one has of small spaces, the dark, losing air, very natural like things that your brain immediately just. So this movie, I liked it. I watched it years ago. Like, I remember I was in 9th grade when this movie came out. Like, I'm already graduating college. Like, this movie came out a while ago. But anyways, that was my list of water movies that I enjoy, that I like, that either has a shark in the water or it just plays on the natural fear that people have of water, oceans, caves, everything of that. And I can't wait to watch this. I got cut off, but I can't wait to watch the second 47 meters down. I have to go, so this is for the really rush ending. But yeah, this is my list, and then I'm going to do a list about movies that are more focused on just being stuck in places. I know that sounds very like weird, but yeah. I heard a voice. Jesus. And I love pretending like I have a big value of opinion. What does that mean?